Today I have a makeup tutorial on the look that I'm wearing right now. It's this really pretty like duochrome blue brownie red type of eye. I don't know. I actually used this new palette that I got from, let me grab it, Wet n Wild. It's the Comfort Zone palette. I actually got this at Superstore for my Canadian girls who are wondering. I got a lot of questions on Snapchat from you guys on where I got it. I did answer, but I figured for anyone else who wants to know. I fell in love with this palette because I saw some swatches on Instagram, and little did I know that this beautiful shade right here was pretty much a lot like the shade that's been going around lately. You know MAC's Blue Brown pigment, where it kind of looks like a duochrome of blue? A lot of different companies are coming out with shadows like that, so I was really surprised to find out when I saw swatches that this shade is exactly like that. It's kind of this really gorgeous blue, but then when you turn it, it looks brown in some shades. So I decided to play up that brown in it and use that like reddish brown kind of in the crease. And I mean, honestly, just how beautiful is that? I absolutely fell in love. I really wanted to do this look with that shadow just because I feel like a lot of people do this duochrome look, but they don't do it using a drugstore shadow. So I love the fact that the drugstore or Wet n Wild came out with this shadow, and not to mention all of the other shades in here are just amazing as well. This green is really pretty for spring, so I really wanted to use this palette. I don't know, it's kind of like an impulse buy and then an impulse tutorial. So hopefully you guys enjoyed it. I'm also wearing a liquid lipstick on my lip that's actually a dupe for Dose of Color Stone. I went ahead and purchased this myself off of an Etsy shop that actually does dupes for kind of higher end lip products. I've been on the hunt for Stone. I even wanted to buy it off eBay for a lot of money and everything like that, but I decided I'm going to wait until they re-release it. So I did use the dupe version for today, so you guys can check that out as well. But other than that, that's pretty much it. Hopefully you guys enjoy this look, and if you are interested in checking out how I got it, then make sure to keep on watching. So to start off, I'm using my Makeup Forever Smoothing Primer, and I just love how this just kind of smooths out my face and it makes foundation go on so flawless. So I'm taking my Estee Lauder Double Wear with my Morphe G6 Flat Top Kabuki, and I'm just blending that all out. Honestly guys, I've been obsessed with this Flat Top Kabuki. I hate to say it, but I've been like picking it up over my Sigma one. So I don't know what that means. Could it be true? Could it possibly mean that it's beating my Sigma one? I don't know. I'm not ready to commit to that yet, but it's absolutely amazing. For concealer, I'm taking the Maybelline Fit Me in the shade Sand, and I'm just putting that all underneath the eyes in a downward triangular motion. And then I'm going to put it on the center of my forehead, down my nose, and my chin, just basically the center of my face. And then I'm blending it out with the Beauty Blender. I've been like obsessing over the Beauty Blender lately. There's something about summer that just really makes me love the Beauty Blender. I think it's just because it makes your face feel so fresh instead of a little heavier, and with all the heat, I mean, I live for a little bit more of a fresher face in the summer, so I've been loving my Beauty Blender. So to set the entire face, I'm using my Urban Decay Naked Skin Powder Foundation in the shade Medium Warm. And then to set the under eye, I'm taking the Stay Matte Rimmel Translucent Setting Powder, which is just holy grail status, and it's just amazing. It does kind of give off a white cast though, so I can't use it when I am more tanned like an NC37, so I use it underneath the eye. And then I'm taking the Kat Von D Contour Palette, and I am just brightening my under eye with that yellow shade in the palette, and then I go ahead and start contouring. Now you'll notice this time I started contouring before I bronzed, and that's just a new technique I've been trying out. Some days I'm feeling it, and some days I missed bronzing first, so I kind of have been going back and forth lately. But today I contoured first, and then I will just kind of bronze afterwards with my Smashbox Warm Matte Bronzer on the temples and a little bit around the contour, just to blend everything out. Then I'm taking the Morphe blush palette in the shade 9B, and I'm not even kidding guys, I'm obsessed with this blush palette. I really never liked blush palettes before, but this one just is perfect. I love every single shade in it, and it's just amazing. So then I'm taking the Wet n Wild Fergie Hollywood Boulevard, I don't know why I had an accent there, shimmer palette, and it's basically a gold highlighter that is super cheap, and it is so amazing, and the quality is on point. So I absolutely love it. And then moving on to the eyes, I am priming my eyelids with the MAC Soft Ochre paint pot, and I'm just kind of patting that all over. I try my best not to rub because it will promote wrinkles and we don't want that. Then I'm using some Morphe shadows for today. I will leave all of the shade names down below for you guys, but I'm taking this kind of matte white shade and just setting that primer. And then I'm moving on to this really beautiful like medium warm shade, and I'm just fluffing that into the crease just as my transition. You guys know the drill. And then I'm taking this really warm shade. It's a little bit like almost kind of a Cocoa Bear by Makeup Geek. It's really, really warm. The only difference is it's not as red as Cocoa Bear. It's more orangey. And I really love this shade. I'm just putting that right into the crease. And then I'm taking this much deeper brick red brown shade. It's an absolutely unique and beautiful shade. It's not yet a burgundy, but it's not yet a full brown. I would call it just a brick red brown, and it's beautiful. I'm putting that on the outer corner into the crease, and then I'm also putting it on the inner corner. So I'm kind of using that halo effect. I love using this halo effect because it's just a different spin on like your everyday regular smoky eye. So I'm just kind of fluffing that around. You don't have to be too precise with this. That's the beauty of this look. It's super easy and smoky. So I'm just kind of taking a different brush, one that's a little bit more smaller, and putting it on the inner corner and outer corner like I said, and connecting it through the crease. So again, just that halo kind of backwards C motion. And blending is key with every look, but of this look especially, I'm just grabbing a really small, precise blending brush and blending out those inner and outer corners. And then I'm taking this Wet n Wild Comfort Zone palette that I randomly stumbled upon when I was kind of drugstore shopping, and I'm taking this beautiful shade. Beautiful, like amazing shade that you see so many high-end companies coming out with, and I can't believe that Wet n Wild just went ahead and stole the show and did it and did an amazing job. It was awesome quality, awesome to work with, and I'm just patting that all over the center of the lid, but I'm also just spreading it all over the lid. Like I'm kind of focusing it on the center, but then I'm not shying away from bringing it to the outer and inner corner as well. So I'm kind of pulling a Jaclyn Hill in that way, because every time Jaclyn Hill does a halo eye, she doesn't keep it too much in the center. She doesn't shy away from kind of spreading it apart and putting it close to the inner and outer. Then I'm taking that same shade we first used as the transition, and I'm just putting that on my lower lash line. I've been loving using this Morphe 507 brush for the lower lash line because it's a mini version of a tapered blending brush. For the lower lash line, I'm also taking that deeper, warmer shade, and I'm just putting that a little bit on the lower lash line as well. And of course, just making it more dramatic because I cannot live without a super smoked out lower lash line. Then I'm taking that same Wet n Wild palette, and I'm taking that brow bone shade, the pale white shade, and I'm just popping that on the inner corner. I did have to build this shade up a little bit, so don't be frustrated if it doesn't show up right away. I just kind of built it up, and you also can wet it. And then I did some winged liner off camera, some lashes off camera, and did apply some falsies, the Cocoa Goddess. And then I'm moving on to lips, and I'm using Give Me Glow by a Etsy shop, and it's in the shade Vintage Mauve. This is a Stone by Dose of Colors liquid lipstick dupe, so I actually really liked how the color turned out of this. I did end up applying a tiny bit of Anastasia Milkshake in the middle just to lighten it up, but you can just swap that out for a little bit of concealer, basically just anything to lighten up the lip just a tiny bit. And that completes the look. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye guys. Mwah. The packaging, I love how practical they are. They're pressed, so when you open them up, they come with a little press thing, so it's so easy. And it's not messy at all. Like you can see, it's not falling all over the place, but when you pick it up, it's like pure